Well, good morning, Storehouse McAllen. I hope that y'all are doing well. I am really excited to be back in Pocket. I feel like I haven't seen y'all in so long, but I'm excited to be back in Pocket this week. I'm excited to be preaching for you this Sunday, or preaching to you this Sunday. We can talk more about that later. I hope that y'all are doing well. This is your first monthly update for 2021. We're doing this obviously in February because a lot of different things happened in January. And so I just want to bring you up to speed on a couple of things that we have going on, conversations that we've been having as a staff team regarding the rolling out of several things for 2021. So to begin, one of the things I want to say is I want us to reflect briefly on 2020. I know we don't want to talk about 2020 anymore. 2020 has been long gone. It's in the rearview mirror. But I do want you to consider kind of one thing that we've all been experiencing. So in 2020, when everything changed with the shutdowns and mask requirements and all of the different kinds of changes that we had to undergo as a church, 2020 really felt like we just had to brace ourselves and kind of ride this wave of uncertainty because a lot of changes were taking place and we didn't know exactly how to navigate all of those changes. I'd never, for instance, led a church through a pandemic. However, as we entered into 2021, I'm curious if any of you felt this way when 2021 was upon us. It felt like we could finally breathe again, and 2020 was over, only to realize that a lot hasn't really changed for 2021. In fact, the biggest changes have been more of our precautions and our preparation for Sunday mornings, for groups, for some of the things that we just wanted to do. We're better prepared this time around as opposed to making sudden changes because of the climate that we found ourselves in last year. And so with that being said, I want to encourage you, or I want you to know that as we walk into 2021, we are not in a rush to roll out a bunch of different things. That does not mean that we don't have things scheduled and on the calendar like classes and workshops. And for instance, in March and in April, we have Holy Week. We didn't get to experience Holy Week last year. There are several things that we have on the calendar that we want to become regular rhythms in our church. For instance, the monthly Bible recap for the ladies, or the men's gatherings that we're going to be having throughout the year. There are several things that we already have planned and scheduled, and we're not in a rush to roll out so many things at once. We want to continue to be prayerful about how we roll things out. We want to be strategic and methodical about how we roll these things out, while at the same time feeling the pulse of the church and simply how things are going within our community. The whole COVID pandemic has really forced us to change things around, while at the same time even giving us different perspectives on how we are to engage certain things. But I want to reassure you that me and my staff team are prayerful. We want to be methodical about how we roll things out, and we want to be strategic because a lot of things haven't changed. However, one of the things that we want to make sure we're doing is considering your safety, considering the safety of our church, and just moving forward in wisdom. And so with that being said, I'm excited to roll things out as 2021 comes in. You're going to see a lot of that on the website, on the calendar, on the announcements from the stage. You're going to see all of that roll out. And as it does, there are just a couple of things that we want to be slow, methodical, and prayerful over. One of them, for instance, would be kids ministry. As of right now, our kids are gathering twice a month, ages 2 to 5. That's probably going to be something that we continue to do that way for quite some time. We're not going to roll everything back in right away. So I want to thank you for your patience, but I want to ask you to continue to provide us with patience and grace as we move forward with 2021. Now, with that being said, I do have 3 very, very quick updates for you. I'll be brief about them. These are just simple reminders. The first one is this Saturday, we're having our men's gathering. So men, if you were unaware, if you didn't know, this Saturday, February 13th, we're going to be meeting at the Old Church Winery at 9:30 this Saturday morning. We're going to provide food, drinks. We're going to have a time of study, and we're going to be in 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. So make sure you check that out because we're going to be engaging that text on Saturday morning. We're going to have a time for prayer. So I'm really excited for that. That's at the Old Church Winery at 9:30 this Saturday morning. The second update I have for you is our Ash Wednesday service. Ash Wednesday is going to be held here at the Incubator next week on Wednesday, February 17th at 6 p.m. Much like I told you earlier about how we're going to do things a little bit differently, Ash Wednesday is going to be structured a little differently. But what's not going to be different is the preaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so if you can make it out for Ash Wednesday, that's next week here at the Incubator at 6 p.m. And your last update is a quick giving update. As we walked into 2021, we got very, very conservative with our budget for 2021 because we experienced some areas of concern in 2020. Let me tell you 2 quick things. We ended 2020 in the black. So thank you so much for your faithfulness and your generosity. That was a big deal because we were nervous concerning all of the different changes that happened at the end of the year or throughout the year in 2020. And so we ended the year in the black for 2021. That's 3 years in a row. I'm so proud of you, Storehouse McAllen. Thank you for your generosity. As we worked our way into 2021, we are very, very conservative with our budget. I'll give you more details about that in next month's update. That way this doesn't turn into a 15-minute video. But for 2021, as of right now, man, I just want to say thank you again for your generosity. As of right now, we have been hitting our budget marks every week, and so we're doing well. Please continue to give generously and sacrificially. It's an act of grace that actually doesn't begin with our wallet, but begins with our understanding of redemption in every part of our life. And so that's a quick giving update for you. Those are all of the things that I have for you this morning. I have missed y'all. I am looking forward to seeing you throughout the week and on Sunday morning as we close our series on discipleship. Hope to see y'all there. I love you, and I'll see you guys later.